Welcome everybody to Sim Race TV. I'm Jay Weezy. We're live tonight with a new season for the USRL Racing League, the United Southern Racing League, and I'm a little tired, but I'm up here in the booth with Dustin German. I got Dustin with me, and we're going to try to make this race exciting as possible, but it's going to be exciting anyways. These guys are running cup cars here in the new season and the opening race. Daytona International Speedway. Dustin German, what do you think we're going to see out there tonight?
What's up, Jay Weezy? It's good to be back, man. I think we're going to see some door banging, some 3-wide, maybe even 4-wide action, and hopefully a photo finish.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, you know, and it's a wild card race, you know. Anybody can win tonight here, and it's the opening race of the season. So it's going to make it interesting. You know, whoever gets that win, they're going to get a head start here in the points because you got a whole lot of opportunities to walk out of here with your head down low and 25th, 30th place.
Yeah, everybody gets to start out new here. We got a new season going, and no excuses. You got to get all you can here. Well,
they're going through a driver's meeting right now. They got about a minute and a half left here in the qualifying session before they grid up. But let's talk about some of the fast cars out there here. We see Dustin Phillips was the fastest in practice. Right now he's on the pole too here in this qualifying session, and it looks like he's got Troy Radford there, and we know Troy from RFC there, Dustin, but he's gonna be outside pole with Adam Jocelyn in that second row on the inside. Jack Walls there on his outside. Chris Stump and Edward Morris going to be in the third row. The fourth row is going to be AJ Rogers and Keith Dunn and Eric Driggins, and Tommy Haynes rounds out the top 10. And looking at these times here, just in these top 10 times, you got a 48.040 for the pole, and then you got a 48.104, so less than a tenth of a second separates the top 10. So these cars are very close together out there, so I assume they're going to be out there rubbing some doors and pushing each other around a little bit, being that I think they're going to be packed up together pretty tightly here. These cup cars a little difficult as far as drafting goes, but I think they're getting a little bit better with it here. Since the new update, these cars have been drafting a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seems like they have made a little progress when it comes to the package, but we'll see how it goes.
Just looking at some of these qualifying times right now. Right now we got, it looks like they're headed out on the track, so we'll go through the starting grid here. Take a look at some of these paint jobs these guys got here. They're going to be debuting some new paint jobs, I'm sure. It's the first race of the season, so we're going to take a look at the paint jobs as we go through the grid here. It's going to be, actually, let's get a better look. Dustin Phillips in the nitrous oxide, the NOS, the NOS machine, that energy drink. You know, I don't drink that too much. You got Napa Auto Parts there, Troy Radford, and that yellow number 94 machine. Looks like the second row is going to go too. Bear with me just a second. Adam Jocelyn and Jack Walls there. The 83 and the 10. I'm trying to get woke up here, Dustin. Third row is Chris Stump, the 98 machine. Edward Morris in the number 7. AJ Rogers in the fourth row with Keith Dunn. Eric Driggins, the 42 machine. He's going to have Tommy Haynes in the 17 alongside him in that fifth row. In the sixth row, it's going to be Dale Albright in the 26 machine and Todd Sargent in that number 30. Jerry Glenn in the 97 machine, starting off on the inside of the seventh row with the 59 of Bruce Potter. And the eighth row is going to be the 88 of Michael Thwaites on the inside with John T. Wimbish in the 56. Let's see, he picked a new number this year. And then Dustin Ping and Darren Clement, or Daryl, is that Darren? Darren Clement, they're going to be in the ninth row. And Ray Radford, the 95 machine, is going to be rounding out the field here. It's going to be 10 rows as they storm off a pit row. As I get behind that pace car, gets set to go green here. I'm starting to get a little woke up now.
Yeah, it's been a lazy Sunday, man. But maybe this will wake us up here.
Once these machines get to going, you know, get all revved up, I'm sure I'll be revved up right there with them, because I know that this is going to be a great race to watch here, and it's going to be a long one. It's going to be 90 laps, so you know you got to take your time, be patient, consist yourself around good people around you. You know, a lot of different teams in here. We got TNT Motorsports. You know, USRL, let's see, we got Jack Walls Racing, AMS, some pretty big teams over here as I'm looking through the, we got 6 guys on TNT Motorsports and 6 guys on AMS. That's pretty cool.
I'm no mathematician here, but I think they might can make it about 35 laps. I'm thinking somewhere around there.
Yeah, they got a whole tank of gas, I would assume, but they don't have any fast repairs.
That's important here because things will get ugly quick.
Absolutely. Well, the pace car's in. It's going to be on Dustin Phillips in the number 2 machine as he hammers down, gets these puppies going.
Like the top 5 kind of separate themselves from the rest of the pack here, but it's restricted play racing, so it's all going to come back together soon.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slow start there. It's kind of just watching the guys go. Seems like they're going to start this race off pretty patient right now. They're kind of spread out just a little bit, man. The sound of these cars are amazing. They look great out there, that new Camaro.
Yeah, the Camaro's a really good looking car, man. It looks fast just sitting still.
Yeah, I see a lot of them out there right now. We got one leading them around. Looks like Troy Radford controlled that lap as he's going to get him a lap led on the board. Jack Walls there in the 10 machine, pushing him up on the high side. Got him out to the front. They both dropped down in front of Dustin Phillips right there, your pole sitter. Dustin Phillips got some help there from Chris Stump, the 98.
These guys are starting to get down into a single file. Like you said, no fast repairs in 90 laps. Makes for a long race. You don't want to give it all up here in the first half.
Yeah, and they're kind of searching around, seeing what they got, you know, how they can make a move. They're going to have to figure something out. They might have to make some moves here come 80 more laps or so. They'll be out there slicing and dicing around, and yeah, the top 4 pretty much knows the tail, and we got Troy Radford and Edward Morris there in the 7.
Yeah, like you said, it gives people, like you said, 80 laps or so to work out their race-winning move here, or just ride around. Kind of up to how you want to play this race out.
You know, I'm kind of jealous. It looks like a lot of fun the way this race is starting off. We usually see a big one there early on when we come to these plate tracks, but a lot of patience here from the United Southern Racing League. Hey, Drawers, good to see you back, man. And you're right. To finish first, you must first finish. Some beautiful paint jobs out there as they're out there making some laps. Lap 4 of 90 so far, so we're still early into this one, and it's been green the whole time.
Yeah, we have, looks like 3 passes right now. Crazy to see, but they're just all trying to bide their time and make it to at least that first pit stop or first caution.
Yeah, we got a group of 5 there. The top 5, Jack Walls, Dustin Phillips, Chris Stump, Keith Dunn, and Edward Morris. And then they kind of separate a little bit. You got Troy Radford and Tommy Haynes, Dale Albright, and Bruce Potter there in that second group. Let's take a look at this second group. And then we got a third group as well, which is looks like the first one is AJ Rogers in the number 6 machine, the 56 of John T. Wimbish on his back bumper, the 32 of Darren Clement. And also we have the 83 machine there is Adam Jocelyn. One thing you got to worry about here, boss, is, you know, losing that draft. You get too far back, you don't have any help. I mean, you'll go a lap down before you know it.
Exactly, that's what I was getting ready to say. Troy, he's our outside pole sitter. He's already dropped back to looks like 7th place. The guys are trying to get by him, but it's taking quite a bit of laps to get by Troy now. It's not even 3 cars. So looks like that bottom groove might be the preferred groove right now.
Yeah, you think these cars are faster when they're side by side in a pack or single file like that?
Yeah, it looks like maybe side by side. It's don't look like the front to back draft's working as well as side to side draft is at the moment.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that they were a little bit faster. I've always been curious as to if that's true or not. But the drafting looks just like it's working there because these 2 packs are starting to come together and form one big pack here. That's from 6th on back there.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to need to do to pull back up to that main pack. Because the more they race back here, the further away that pack up front's going to get. Because they're pretty organized.
Yeah, back up front, we got looks like a battle for the lead there. The 10 of Jack Walls down on the bottom by himself. The 2 of Dustin Phillips getting some help from Chris Stump there. Gets around him on the high side, and they drop down in front of him to lead the 03 of Keith Dunn up there on the outside of Jack Walls there. The 7 looked like Edward Morris. Ed Morris come up to help him there. And now Jack Wall's going to be the one stuck on the bottom. He's still getting a little bit of draft there from the back end of the 98 of Chris Stump. So he might be able to pull back up. And then 7 drops down, and you got Keith Dunn up there by himself again. They're closing in on that lead group there. Looks like the leader of that second group is now Tommy Haynes. And with the 03 of Keith Dunn dropping back just a little bit off of the back bumper there of that lead pack, that's going to give Tommy all he needs to get that run up to his back bumper. And they're going to look to the outside here, coming across that start-finish line. Tommy Haynes couldn't get it done, it don't look like, but he's going to keep powering on that high side with some help there from the 26 of Dale Albright. If the 59 of Bruce Potter can get tucked up behind Dale Albright, that second line will be in formation. And there he is. Dale Albright's all over the 17. The 7 of Ed Morris leading that high line. With the 2 of Dustin Phillips, the leader of that bottom line there. That bottom line looks like it's fast.
Yeah, it looks like lap 9 is about as far as they can go with the patience thing. They're just wanting to race it up here.
Topside lost some help just from a little bit there, and then they pop back out as they cross that start-finish line. It looks like Keith Dunn just can't quite make up his mind on where he wants to go right now. He's looking for a run to come on that high side. And there he goes. The 59 of Bruce Potter goes with him. And last season, Bruce Potter won at Talladega, so we know Bruce Potter can make it to the end. And if he's got a shot at the end, he can definitely capitalize on that. It's a beautiful machine, that Juicy Fruit Toyota. Man, that brings back memories.
Yeah, one of my favorite chewing gums right there, man.
Well, now Juicy Fruit, him and Keith Dunn was the only ones up on the high side. Troy Radford moves up on the high side. Looks like Troy had a run. He breaks away from behind Jack Walls. Jack Walls down on the bottom, pushing the 98 of Chris Stump. Chris is all over Dustin Phillips. Dustin been leading a lot of laps so far. He's led 4. Troy Radford led a couple. The 17 of Tommy Haynes in the SRTV Network paint scheme. That looks good. Appreciate that, Tommy. Thank you for your support. Now put it in victory lane. Right now he's behind the 56 of John T. Wimbish. We know they're teammates, I believe. So in the bottom lane, we got Dustin Phillips, the 98 of Chris Stump, the number 10 of Jack Walls, the 56 of John T. Wimbish, Tommy Haynes in the 17, and the 32 is Darren Clement. They're all down on that bottom line. On the outside is the leader of that outside line. The 94 is Troy Rafford, the 03 of Keith Dunn, the 59 of Bruce Potter, not quite on the back bumper of the 03, but he's up there. And the 26 of Dale Albright, he's kind of mixing it up from high to low there, using the tail end of that draft to the best of his advantage. And then let's go back to this a little bit further back behind the 26 of Dale Albright there, because it's the 7 of Edward Morris. Edwards down on the bottom. The 6 is AJ Rogers. He's up on the high side with the 83 of Adam Jocelyn. All right, let's go back up to the front pack. Was keep an eye on that pack a little bit further back. Now up front, these guys 2 wide, 4 rows deep, or 3 rows deep there. John T. Wimbish, the leader of that outside line now in the 56 machine, with Tommy Haynes pushing hard from behind. And it looks like we got a Toyota. All right, correction. Correction. These guys are doing a phenomenal job out there at Daytona right now. Dustin Phillips still the leader. He's led 7 laps. It's going to be 8 when he crosses the start-finish line this time by. And Chris Stump, I mean, one heck of a job by Chris Stump, staying glued to the back of the 2 machine of Dustin Phillips and giving Dustin all he needs there. And Jack Walls ain't no slouch either. He's been back there putting in work right behind Christopher Stump. Oh, I said Christopher. My bad, Chris.
It looks like Dustin Phillips up front, man. He's got the best seat in the house. He's able to just look through his mirror and see all the racing going on.
The number 10 Patron machine on the high side gets a run, hops up in front of the 56 of John Wimbish, tries to get around Dustin Phillips on the high side to take over the lead. They're going to be side by side as they come across the start-finish line, but Dustin Phillips hangs on to that lap as well. That's going to be one more lap led there in the books for Dustin Phillips, but the 10 of Jack Walls and John T. Wimbish and Tommy Haynes still hammer down up on the high side right there. And I was curious, I was wanting to ask you a question, man. Can't remember what I was going to ask you now, Dustin.
It's all right, man. Looks like that outside's falling off a little bit. Got a couple guys in the very back. Looks like they might have lost the draft a little bit. Looks like Troy's losing it right now, but it might be all part of the plan. They might be thinking there's going to be a big wreck, and they might just slide on through it.
Yeah, they're probably definitely waiting on a caution to come out. Once you get that far back, you just start dropping back further and further. And, you know, it's when you're the first one in line, you're breaking that wind. That car's and the air is going right over top of your car. And if you got a car tucked up right out on the back bumper, it'll hardly touch your spoiler there. And then it'll go over at the top of his car, you know. So when you're the last car in the line, it's really hitting that spoiler a lot harder than it is everybody in front of you, and you lose a little bit of time there, you know, once you start dropping back a tenth a second every lap. That turns into a long ways. As you can see from Troy Rafford there, the number 9 machine, he is starting to drop back fairly quick there. There is a couple, you know, a lot of other cars behind those guys, so he does have some pack looking forward. Let's check out the guys a little bit further back. You got these guys right here. They're coming up on Troy Rafford. They're out there slicing and dicing it up. It's the 83 of Adam Jocelyn. And we got a smaller pack in front of them. It's Todd Sargent. Yeah, the number 6 of AJ.
I think there's a few behind the second pack also if they hadn't caught up. Dustin Ping, it looks like he's back there by himself with Ray Radford way in the back. It looks like they might be about to come under fire to get lapped here. So they'll definitely catch up here with this pack when they get by. They just have to tuck in and hope for a caution to try to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, Dustin Ping and Ray Radford, they're doing some pretty good drafting out there, but they're only 2 cars. Let's go back up to Dale Albright, where you see they're not that far behind Ray Radford. So Dustin Ping looks like he is watching his mirror for these guys to come up on him, and that will put him 1 lap down as we're 19 laps into it. It's going to be 20 when they cross the line this time by, and still Dustin Phillips has held off everybody from getting around him in that number 2 machine. So that NOS looking strong here at Daytona.
Yeah, I think we're about 10 or 15 laps from green flag pit stops, and that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. That could shake the field up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can make it to halfway. I mean, that seems like quite a ways to go. 45 laps on 1 run. I find it hard. I mean, you might be able to, though. I haven't been out there. I don't know exactly. But I know it's probably close. If not, if you can't do it, it's probably close to somewhere around 35, 40 laps.
Yeah, I looked right before the race started. It was estimated 55, so that's right around 40 to 35 laps, I'm thinking.
Yeah, so that's going to make it to where it's going to come down to pit strategy if we don't have a caution, coming in with a teammate, coming out with a teammate or a group or a pack of cars versus coming in, just 1 or 2 people. Sometimes it's a little easier to get on the pit road, with 1 or 2 people versus a pack of cars. But then again, hopefully you can blend in with them if you do. But we're 21 laps into it. Won't be long. I think we'll be coming up on some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, when you get down on pit road, you can't slide the car at all. I mean, you got to hit your marks. You cannot give up time on pit road, especially if you got a plan with some guys that, to kind of hook up on the way out.
All right, so let's play crew chief now, Dustin. If you're crew chief in the number 2 machine, what are you going to give him when he comes down pit road?
Well, I mean, tires I don't believe will be that much, that important right now. I definitely, you got to obviously fill the car up, but 2 tires might not be a bad idea.
And you're going to take rights on that, right?
Of course, yes, sir.
Yeah, only other reason I would say get 4 tires if you had the courage or the ability or whatever that, whatever, would be the benefit of being able to hammer down around the apron coming off pit row and coming out on the backstretch.
Yeah, and that's another thing I didn't really think about. You got to stay on the bottom of the track below the double yellow line until you reach the back straightaway.
And I would assume that would be fairly hard with, say, no tires coming out with the same tires you went in on.
And Daytona is a track I don't know, it's kind of unique. It isn't like Talladega. It's not as wide, so those tires really do come into play in a longer run. You start to push up on the entry and exit of the corner.
Well, that lead pack, they've caught them, so it's going to put Dustin Ping and Ray Radford down 1 lap there as their lead lap cars are going to go by them on the bottom. Those lap down cars up on the high side here. Dustin Phillips still in charge here with Chris Stump right behind him, still pushing hard. The 98, I tell you what, he has been a phenomenal help there for the number 2 of Dustin Phillips. Dale Albright in 3rd, the 26 car, the 03 of Keith Dunn there in that Bass Pro Shop ZL1. Then we got Jack Walls in the number 10 machine there, the Patron. Oh, we lost Jack for a second. There he is. All right, the number 32, Darren Clement there riding. He's in the number 6 spot. So now those lead lap cars are going to try to blend in with, those lap down cars are going to try to blend in with the lead lap cars and stay on the tail end of the lead lap there. We got pit stops.
Oh, we got some guy in 32. Darren has hit the wall. Looks like he's out of the race now.
The 32 machine. Darren Clement. Quite possible. I'm watching these pit stops here. Tommy Haynes, he's taking right sides. And I don't think he took left sides. He might have.
He's taking 4 here. I've seen him jack up the left inside of the car.
4 tires and fuel. The race off pit row here is John T. Wimbish, Tommy Haynes in the 17. They're going to come in together. So let's keep an eye on this lead pack here as they come down pit row with Dustin Phillips. Like he locked the brakes up there on entry, but he got in there. Chris Stump there right behind him. Dale Albright and Keith Dunn. And all 4 of them is going to come in and... Oh, we got a car around.
Oh, big incident entering pit road here.
Todd Sargent's in there at the 30, as well as Troy Rafford in the 94. Let's go back on Troy.
Wow.
Troy Rafford. Let's take a look on the replay and see what happened to those guys, because I heard it coming in pit row there. Tires were squealing. All right. Let's take a look. Here they come down pit row here. All the cars break off the track there. They fan out. They're 5 wide at one point. And wham, contact right there. It's like Troy Rafford.
It looks like Troy didn't know the 97 was in between him and the other guys. He was kind of in that blind spot there.
Yeah, and they get caught up down there on pit row there for quite a while there. It's going to be A.J. Rogers, Troy Rafford. The 97 machine is Jerry Glenn. And it looks like the 58. Or the 88 of Michael Thwaites. That's who that was. Okay, sorry about that. So coming off pit row here, you got these guys coming. Dustin Phillips still your race leader. And they're way out front here. It seems like, you know, not way out there, because you see Jack Walls just a little bit further behind as they come off turn number 4, I believe. Yeah, turn 4 and get to the start-finish line. It looks like it's going to be 0.4 of a second behind. And you got 4 cars versus 2 here, so I would assume Jack Walls, Dale Albright, Keith Dunn, and Bruce Potter will be able to close in there on Chris Stump and Dustin Phillips. And that's your top 6 right now. Let's go back to 7th. We got John T. Wimbish as he's working with the 9 there, which is 1 lap down there. Dustin Ping, him and Tommy Haynes. All 3 of those guys out there running around together. Looks like Dustin Ping's going to move to the high side and let these lead lap cars by and tuck in behind them there. So you got John T. Wimbish, Tommy Haynes, and Dustin Ping, which they are 3.5 seconds behind Bruce Potter, Keith Dunn, and Jack Walls. And Jack Walls done pulled up to the back bumper here. Of Dustin Ping and Chris Stump. So they caught them really quickly, a lot faster than I thought they would.
Yeah, it looks like this front pack's really organized. They're staying right tucked up with each other. It's making it hard for John and Tommy and those guys to catch back up to them.
It's been green flag here for 30 or 29 laps so far, and that's going to be 30. And we're under caution. Wow, it's
Yeah, it's a big one in turn one. It looks like it's like the juicy fruit. Wow, this whole front end's torn off that thing. Oh wow.
Who?
It's the 59 of
Bruce Potter. Wow.
Looks like they were lapping the 42 car as they come out of the tribal here.
Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. Got made contact with the 42 as they were lapping that guy.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And Bruce Potter gets a lot of damage on that as he goes around about 5 times, it looks like.
I'm not sure if the 42 might have thought he was clear and didn't see Bruce there, or was trying to tuck in line is what it looks like. And, man, heavy contact.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think the 42 thought the 59 was there. And, man, I hate to see that for Bruce Potter. He won that last restrictor plate race, and I was pulling for him there. Let's go back live here. And up front, Dustin Phillips, Chris Stump, Dale Albright, and Jack Walls. So I'm assuming everybody's going to come down pit row. What's your guess?
Yeah, I believe so. Looks like they pitted a little bit earlier than we thought they were going to, around lap 25 or 22 or something. That's gonna, I'm not really sure if they just shortened it up a little bit, or what they were, you know, if they were really actually running out of fuel. But
yeah, if they came in on 22, they were setting themselves up for a 3-stop strategy.
Right.
But this is going to switch it up now, because if they're going to run, say they came in early, they could have got 25 laps in. We're going to have about, what, 45 left to go?
Yeah, and the first guys to come down pit road look like were John and Tommy, so
we have about 50.
I guess we might can pull
52.
somebody up and ask them what the plan was there.
Yeah, that hurt. It looked like.
Yeah, I hate that for Bruce, man. Lucky he had a strong car.
And a nice looking juicy fruit. We were just talking about him. So.
Yeah, he's shorting her up there a little bit now.
Yeah, a little weight off of it.
Yeah, she's smoking. I think he's done for the night.
Yeah, it'll frustrate you though. You know, you come out, you run strong, you have a lot of fun. An unfortunate situation takes you out. You know, it's total accident. You know.
Yeah, and he thought he was in a safe spot. You know, back there minding his own business, taking his time, riding in line, and bam! It's that 42, man. It looks like it's about the same thing that happened on pit entry. He was just right there in that blind spot, and the guy didn't know he was there and come down on him.
Yeah, and I didn't catch a look at the 42 machine to see how much damage he had. But right now, the 42 scored in 15th position, 2 laps down, and he is on pit row still. So obviously, he had some damage.
Wow, I'm surprised. I see the 32 is actually back on track now. He actually got into the pit wall on the entry, and I thought he blew it up. I seen quite a bit of smoke, but looks like he's back on track. He has a little bit of damage, but it is the first race of the season, and you got to count points even this early in the season.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we can, while we got the lights on the pace car, how about try to get a word in or talk to Dustin Phillips. Dustin, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I know you're doing pretty good too. You know, you've been out there leading all kind of laps. You led 27 laps here so far. You got a fast machine that NOS Energy Drink started on the pole, and you pretty much kept it up there, man. You got some help there from Chris Stump. He seems to be pushing on you there pretty good. How's the car feel? What's your chances?
Car feels pretty good, man. We brought a pretty good Southeast performance DO1 Chevrolet tonight, and like I said, can't help but thank all the boys back at the shop, Chris and Dale. They're doing a pretty good job, and we look forward to the season. So I say our chances tonight with this draft package, man, it's all going to be who's going to make that move on the last lap. If you're leading, you might be a sitting duck. So just letting all the fans know it's going to be a wild one at the finish. Right now, we're just trying to ride around and have some fun. So appreciate everything y'all doing, though.
Hey, man, you know, we're having a lot of fun watching you. What's it looking like on fuel? Are you going to have to make a green flag stop here?
It looks like we're probably going to have to make at least one more. We're trying to save a little bit. Definitely some different strategies going to be going on. We did pretty good that first stop, getting on and off pit road as far as a team, so that helped us out. Some of the guys had trouble, so felt some gap there. We were hoping it was going to go a little more green there, but lap traffic got a couple of them caught up. So looking ready to go, get back here green, and looking for an exciting rest of the race.
All right, man. We'll let you go back to work. Yeah, you're looking good out there. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, Dustin Phillips, man. I tell you what, he's looking strong out there.
Yeah, this drafting package still seems to lend itself, or lend a good hand to the guy up front, you know, especially this early on. But like he said, you never know what's going to happen, especially coming down to those last handful of laps we're going to have, and he might be a sitting duck, or, you know, you just never know how it's going to play out.
It's Daytona. I mean, any race fan knows how Daytona is. Thanks, Super Dave, for watching. Yeah, you're right. You know, it's unfortunate for those guys. But top 5 looks like this. You see it. Jack Walls, Dustin Phillips, Dale Albright, Chris Stump, John Wimbish. I believe Dustin's the leader there, so that'll flip back and forth. But got a strong top 5 up there. All right, we got some cars trying to catch up to this pack here too before they go green. They was in pit road trying to get all that damage fixed on their car, and here they come flying up on the back to get caught up in the pace car. Getting ready to come down pit road. It's going to be on Dustin Phillips to hammer down here, and the green flag is out. We're back racing here. The USRL. First race of the season here at Daytona. Chris Stump didn't get a jump on Dustin Phillips. Dustin actually separated there for a little bit. Sometimes that'll hurt you. But Chris Stump's been behind him all night, so I don't see why he would try to get around him here now. And I believe they're teammates. Let's take a look. Absolutely. Chris Stump, Dustin Phillips, Keith Dunn, Todd Sargent, Dale Albright, and Bruce Potter, I believe, are all teammates. Which is pretty much this top pack. So what a team.
I was going to say he wasn't because he's in a Camry and Dustin's in a Chevrolet, but I guess that doesn't matter here. But it would make a lot of sense if they were teammates. He is definitely staying committed to Dustin right now, and they're making it happen.
Yeah. Oh, they're running really well out front together. You know, the only one out of that team that is actually, I believe, Bruce Potter's out of it now. Yeah, Bruce Potter's still on pit road, so his night is done. I would say he's behind the wall now. So 5 out of the 6 still out there running strong, leading these cup cars around here at Daytona. Single file here on this early on. That's how they was when they first started, the initial start of this. They separated there just a little bit, had 2 separate packs, and then they ended up getting all bunched up into one pack, and then green flag pit stops spread them out, you know, and you know that group that got caught up on pit row and the green flag pit stops the first time probably love to see that caution, but you know they got damaged too.
Yeah, that makes for a long night here at Daytona. You just cannot run with the guys without damage. Just the slightest bit of damage will slow you down.
Oh, especially on these cup cars. I mean, it is like a parachute hanging off the back.
Yeah, that's all you can do is just stay in the draft with somebody, and you know, hope you do. You know, just we're able to stay up with them, because if you pull out, like you said, it's a parachute. You just fall straight back.
Tommy Haynes starting to close in there on that front pack there, and he was separated by about half a second. Now he's only 1/10 back.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about Tommy, man. We've learned from last year by watching these guys races. He's one of the guys that kind of stay back and, you know, just let the race kind of play out and then make his move close to the middle part to the end of the race. It's been a lot of fun watching these guys run.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar to what I do. You know, I kind of just hang out somewhere, you know, put myself in position, and then at the end, you just got to make it happen. And at Daytona, you know, you got to have a lot of luck, some help. You know, a lot of different things play a role in how to get a win here at Daytona. But, you know, like, first you got to be there at the end to even have a shot at it.
You said luck. Those two guys, or a few guys we've seen in crashes already, were none of their doing, so it's unfortunate, but that's part of it.
Jack Wall's having a good night here in the 10. The Patron machine, he's been really strong. You know, this whole team, they've just dominated the front part of this pack all night long here at Daytona. And, you know, I think Troy Radford, he's still out there.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's take a look.
Yeah,
Troy Radford right here. He's trying to hang on, and, you know, looking at that car, it doesn't look like it's that hurt.
Yeah, he got he's the one that got in that early scuffle on the entry of pit road. It looks like he has some left door damage right around the number there.
Yeah, I can't really get a good look at that left side, but it looks decent. So he is dropping back though. Then again, he is out of the draft, so he's going to be a lot slower than these guys. We're starting to get a second line forming on this front pack. He changed his mind. That's John T. Wimbish, by the way, is looking up on the high side there in the 56. He peeked out just a little bit. Not sure if he was wanting to see if the 83 wanted to go with him. Adam Jocelyn said, nah, not right yet. Let's just ride for a second. So it looks like John tucked back in there. Or he could have been seeing if Tommy wanted to go.
Yeah, last time we looked up here, him and Tommy were kind of separated.
Yeah, they're going side by side right now. Todd Sargent is going to be behind them in the 30 on the high side. So two cars trying to make a run, and you know, his teammates side by side there.
It's like John might be wanting Tommy to be in front of him, but I'm not sure. Or maybe he was wanting him to go with him. It's hard to call here, but looks like that might be what's going on right now.
Yeah, he might be cooling that thing off, you know. Tommy might have said, hey, I'm getting warm. And, you know, that's another thing we didn't. We'll have to see if we can pull some information out if they have another caution and see if Troy said he had a fuel problem, by the way. But, yeah, see if they are having overheat, if they're having any problems with overheating.
Yeah, because that did play a, you know, pretty big part in the last restricted play race these guys did last season in the Xfinity cars.
And if anybody knows what to do out there, I know Roger Buff knows what to do. He said, you got to side draft them. Of course, I'm not a big fan of side drafting, but if I'm running with Roger, hey, if he says side draft, I'm side drafting.
Yeah, Roger, he knows his plate racing. These guys might know what they need to do. They just might be too scared at the moment, because you start side drafting, stuff starts to happen quick.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir. You know, and sometimes it could cause some problems too, so you got to be very careful when you do it. Yeah,
in the past few weeks, I've seen a lot of net code that's been pretty bad side to side, so that's one thing you got to keep in mind also.
Well, Jack Walls said he'll move, and he went up to the high side there. Tommy Haynes went with him. John T's trying to still push on Tommy Haynes. He's doing a fine job about a car length back. But Jack Walls wanted to go towards the front, so if Keith Dunn wanted to pop out right now, he'd be able to hop in front of the 10 of Jack, and maybe they can make it up through there. You know, when you're driving up in the front, this is when you're looking, should I pop out? Should I pop out and get pushed up towards the front? You know, one thing I hate is when I pop out and then somebody in front of me pops out.
Yeah, a lot of these top 3 guys, man, are just committed to that bottom and staying right there. I mean, I don't really blame them. I mean, you could ride like that to the last 5 laps and almost can be safe without any problems. So,
old Jack's out there by himself now.
yeah, everybody wanted to play, and then they stopped going somewhere, and they said, well, you're going to go to the back, bud.
Yeah, it's usually me getting stuck out on the high side like that. Or I push somebody up to the front and they drop down and leave me out there. But they're all single file here up front. Looks like we got an 8-car pack. So we'll take you through it. Dustin Phillips still out front. Chris Stump, the 98's been pushing on the 2 all night, and he's been doing a great job there in that 2nd spot. 3rd place is Keith Dunn, the 03. Keith Dunn's getting some help from Dale Albright there in 4th position there, the number 26. 5th is Adam Jocelyn, the 83 machine. We got a 17 of Tommy Haynes. John T. Wimbish there right behind him in the 56. The 10 of Jack Walls. And there last but not least, Todd Sargent, the 30, the purple machine. Tommy all the way down below the apron there. You think he's searching for air or what?
He's searching for some new racing grooves there on there, but yeah, he might have just had to take his hand off the wheel real quick and do something, or maybe he just needs a little air. It's hard to say.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with that.
It kind of freaks people out behind you because they're like, what is he doing? And start checking up.
Well, whatever he did, it worked. As he's peeked out to that high side, he's got a run pulling up on the next to that. Dale Albright. Albright on the bottom, the 26 machine. John still trying to push. It looks like John's keeping a distance there from Tommy, and now he's starting to get up on the back end of him and give him a little shove there. They got some good help on the high side. Tommy Haynes, John Wimbish, and Jack Walls, the only 3 up there. The other 5 is down on the bottom, and Dustin Phillips is just leading them around lap after lap here as he's going to cross the start-finish line this time for lap number 50 as he storms down the backstretch here with Chris Stump in tow. The 17 and Tommy Haynes starting to make some track, make up a little bit of distance. He's up next to Dale Albright there.
Yeah, I say they're coming up on the lap car here, and I think John might be trail braking just a hair to kind of keep that throttle down and not have to let off the gas much. Just keep the throttle down and slow it down with the brake.
That is a... Go ahead.
Yeah, they've got good time up there. They're making big speed. I seen almost 204 entering 3 while ago, so... And he's not really falling off on the speed much. I think he might be trail braking just a hair. That is kind of tricky though, because it kind of wants to upset the car, and it's just a tricky thing to have to do.
Yeah, he got up to 204. Let's compare the times here to the 26. Looks like, let's do it with Keith Dunn here. Keith Dunn, he's pretty fast there, running that 3rd position on the bottom. Tommy Haynes, 198, 198, 199. Keith Dunn, 201. So Keith Dunn got a little bit more speed there down the straightaway, separated himself from Tommy Haynes just a little bit. Dale Albright has cleared that high line there.
Yeah, I don't really know how long these guys are going to go on these tires and fuel here, but that's one thing that could help this outside line a little bit is if they start getting some tire wear. That bottom line is going to be harder to keep down there on that yellow line.
Yeah, they're holding a steady line. They're doing a great job holding their lines there. These guys been out there having a lot of fun, it looks like.
I mean, that could be something that we have to look forward to at the end of this race. They might be going for a longer, tire run at the end, and that could help them out up top.
Yeah, and Dustin said in his interview earlier, you know, that he would have to pit at least one more time. So, you know, we're going to have to look forward to that. As it's been one heck of a night here on pit road. We had a pile up early on our first green flag pit stop. So I'm interested to see how the second round of pit stops is going to go.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of action on the first round of stops. As much as this pack's closed in on each other, they might all try to go in at the same time. I'm not sure. And that's another thing about the outside line. I mean, you've seen them jump up there for a lap or two and try to make moves and then tuck back in, but they've been out there as long as I think they have in the race now, and that's kind of what it takes. You got to just keep at it lap after lap. And just keep trying to, like Roger said, get that side draft.
Yeah, dude.
Keep applying pressure on that outside. Some of these guys start lifting inside, and it kind of gets them separated from each other's bumper, which makes it easier to pull up also.
Well, Roger can see the air, so he's like Earnhardt. He can see the air.
Yeah, I believe his last name is Roger Earnhardt. Roger Buff Earnhardt.
Yeah, Roger Buff's his nickname. We're past halfway. We got about 36 laps left. Hey, how you doing, Derek? Thanks for watching here at Daytona, the United Southern Racing League Cup Series, the first race of the season, and it's been pretty much clean and green the whole time. We had one caution in here a little bit earlier, some contact between Bruce Potter and Eric Driggins, the 42 machine, causes them to get in a little bit of damage, and they are out of the race. I'm not sure if they brought it back out. It looks like they are both still in the garage, so those are the only two out of the race right now. Jerry Glenn, the 97, has made a stop on pit row, and he was a lap down. Last time we looked, he had just went down another lap, and that's a beautiful paint job on that 57. Here comes Tommy Haynes by himself. Oh, no, John T. Wimbish can come along with him. Of course, they're teammates, so let's take a look at these guys as they come down pit road, see what kind of stuff they put on their car.
Yeah, very smooth getting on pit road here. It's going to kind of force the hand of these other guys probably see them coming this time by in the next few laps.
All right, let's keep an eye on Dustin Phillips and these guys up front, because here they come as John T. Wimbish and Tommy Hayes is going to be around here on the apron. They're going to try to blend back in here with this lead pack. But Dustin Phillips should be coming in here anytime soon now that we've already seen cars make a pit stop. And I'm looking at the lap count now, Dustin. That would mean we got 33 laps to go. Do you think they can go 33 laps? I've not seen them do it tonight yet. The first pit stop was on 22 laps, and this pit stop that John T. just made was on 24 laps. So,
yeah, from what they're doing as far as pitting, I'm guessing they can't make it on field. I thought they could make it at least 35, but I guess not. That would, you know, be the reason why they're running them so short. But from the looks of it, they're gonna have to go down pit road one more time, and that's gonna be kind of tricky with as less laps as we got to go.
Yeah, and if they can stay with this lead pack, that draft, let's take a look at Tommy Haynes right here. He's trying to hang on to the draft of the 10 of Jack Walls, and you know, if he can do that, that's going to be a phenomenal pit stop for those guys, because they come on and off pit road perfectly, came back out and blended right in with the lead lap cars. I mean, it doesn't get no better than that.
So what lap are we on with Dustin here as far as how long has he been out since the last stop? Do you know?
Yeah, Dustin's been out there for 24 laps. When they went back green, they were under caution. So he's been out there for around 3 caution laps and 21 green flag laps.
Yeah, because it's hitting like normal tracks. They shouldn't be giving up much time to the other cars that pitted before them on tire wear. So it don't really matter when they pit, as long as they don't have any mistakes. So, yep, here they come down pit road.
Yeah, all 6 of these cars coming in together. Dustin Phillips coming in pretty hot there. He gets it woed down. Beautiful entry by these guys, the 10. I mean, the team, the whole team as a whole, I mean, that was a phenomenal stop there to get on the pit road. And if they can get on and off together like that, get back out there and blend back in with Tommy Haynes and John T. Wimbish.
Oh, wow.
You know,
he's taking left side tires there, it looks like. No right side. Looks like all these guys are taking lefts.
Hey, man, you know, that's going to help them get around this apron. They probably took rights last time. They're taking lefts this time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see the cars just get jacked up first time on the left-hand side, but that's exactly what all these guys did.
Well, they're coming around the apron in 1 and 2. Let's see John Wimbish and Tommy Haynes diving down into 1 right here as these guys are coming off of pit row, still being scored as the race leader. Right now it's Chris Stump, the 98 machine, is out in front of the 2. So Chris Stump, he got off a pit row better than those other guys. So he's going to be out there a little bit ahead of them and lead him a couple laps. Dustin Phillips, he's led 53 laps so far, but that has come to an end. When they go across the start-finish line this time, it's going to be the 98 of Chris Stump. He's been pushing on Dustin all night. Now it's his time to be up front, and Dustin can push him for a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how good of teammates they really are when it comes down to later on in the race. But it looks like they're going to be able to hold on to the lead out front in front of Tommy Haynes and John Wimbish.
Yeah, I just think what helped them is they had such a big pack of guys all at one time going in, and the last 2 times it's just been Tommy and John. So that more guys in one pack makes more speed. So you can see it right there.
Yeah, this front pack is really moving right now. They might separate themselves from Tommy Haynes and John Wimbish. But if Tommy can just catch a little sniff of one of those other cars and help him get some of that draft, he might be able to pull back up against the back end there. Which one? The 83 or Jack Walls? Yeah, if he can catch Jack Walls here in that 10. You're totally right, Derek.
Yeah, that could have very well been a pass for the lead there by Chris Stump coming off pit road. That could have been a pass for the win. You never know, though. I don't think these guys will just ride in line on the last lap. They might be teammates, but man, this is the first race of the season. They all want to win it, especially Daytona.
Yeah, the way it looks like they're going to have to make another stop.
Yeah, from what Dustin was telling us on when we pulled him up into the booth here, which is going to make it pretty interesting.
I thought so too, Roger.
I think the best thing that John and those guys could do is hopefully they can catch this pack, and then I maybe would pit with this pack this next time by, because it looks like they're losing too much time pitting by themselves.
He said, hold your left foot down, turn left. Floor it. Yeah, you know, they you lay a brick on it right now.
Just reach up there and put her on cruise control and sit back and ride.
Yeah, maybe a cold one.
Have a cold one over there in the cup holder.
We're 65 laps into this one, but Chris Stump, he's only led 5 of those. But that doesn't matter because being out front, you know, his strategy there of him coming out in front of Dustin, that might have been, it could possibly be a race-winning call there. Just depending on how bad he wants to keep the 2 behind him, or if he can keep the 2 behind him.
That's one thing I'm noticing about Dustin behind Chris there is he's actually able to pull up to his bumper and actually push him sometimes. I didn't see Chris doing that when he was behind him.
Yeah, you know, and I'll do that too. I can push without pushing, is what I call it. A lot of people like to push. I don't like to push. I just like to stay real close, tucked up in there. Every now and then I might give them a little bump here and there, but I've never seen a difference. You know, it's always seemed to work out without touching them.
And you don't run the risk of accidentally getting them, you know, hitting them off center and actually wrecking everybody either, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot harder because you got to, you know, focus a lot more and control your pedal a little differently. But yeah, every now and then I give them a bump if they need it.
That's what friends are for, right? Give them a little shot in the arm, help them out.
A boot. Give them a boot.
Yeah, some friends need that too.
Oh, arrow push. Well, let's try to get a shot at Tommy Haynes here. It looks like Tommy's 4.4 seconds back here from the 83 of Adam Jocelyn, the number 5 spot. He's in 5th. All right, KR. Tommy Haynes, John Wimbish, and the 10 of Jack Walls there you're looking at currently 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. Back up front, Chris Stump, still the leader of this one. Dustin Phillips in 2nd. Keith Dunn there in 3rd. And Keith's been in 3rd the whole race here. And that might have to be my pick tonight. Great looking Bass Pro Shops. The Tracker Boats paint scheme on that thing, I'm a big fan of that. Hey, I'm going to have to go with the 03 to win this one. But we got Dale Albright, the 26. He's in 4th. And the 83 of Adam Jocelyn. He's 4.6 seconds behind here.
And I'm thinking they're going to want to split this last run up, wouldn't you say there, Jerry?
Yeah, saying it was around 35 laps to go, so 17 or so, I would assume.
So we should be seeing him peel off here in the next 3 to 5 laps, if that's the case. I'm looking back here at Tommy. Thinking, what do you think? These guys just going to go for a fuel only and no tires, or?
I would say so. I mean, how long does it take to fill up? Can you get 4?
Not sure.
Yeah, as I thought they slowed down the fuel. So, I mean, just depends. I'd probably only take 2 just to be safe. But it seems like sometimes you lose a little bit of time coming around and possibly spinning out on the bottom when the motor tires. So I really hate to take no tires, but not that I wouldn't.
Looks like Tommy and John's on pit road right now. I know Tommy's taking 4, so him and John are both taking 4, and they're heading off pit road at the moment.
That'll be 18 to go. They came in, so I know they can make 18 laps, so that'll be their final pit stop. And they are coming off pit road right here. You see them on the apron as they're going to be way behind here.
Yeah, I think what's hurting them is just not enough guys in their pack, you know, pitting with them. Every time they've pitted, it's been just them 2 guys. And so I think it's really hurting them on up the speed lap.
Wow, that was close. We seen Adam Jocelyn hang on to it right there. I don't know if they made contact or not, but he had a little bit of a wobble.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these guys are dicing up getting through this lap traffic. And
yeah, 3 wide. If they go past this lap car. Did Jack Walls not come in with them?
No.
Well, Jack did come in. He's just come off of pit road the lap before. They just come around him, so he's been out there for about a lap. So he came in the lap after John T. Wimbish and Tommy Haynes came in. Not sure why he didn't come in with them. He did come in. Okay, he did come in. Yeah, they come in at the same time.
Okay, my bad. I just didn't see him there.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, he was definitely wasn't with them or anywhere near him.
No, he's actually quite a ways in front of him. Be honest with you, he's about 6 seconds in front of him. Actually, about 7 seconds in front of him. That's an eternity. When you can only draft at a tenth a lap, maybe, you know. Left sides and fuel, huh? Yeah, Roger, the 2's been strong. I'm telling you, he was sitting on the pole and he led 57 laps. So he's definitely a strong car. Why left sides, I wonder? Tell us your secret. Top 3 starting to separate themselves from Adam Jocelyn and Dale Albright. Looks like Chris Stump, Dustin Phillips, and Keith Dunn opened up a little bit of gap there over these guys. Adam Jocelyn and Dale Albright. And then behind them, we got Todd Sargent there, the number 30. Michael Thwaites. Oh, okay. Thank you, Trey. And the 88 or Michael Thwaites in the 88. They're all up on Todd Sargent. Right behind them, I can't make out who it is there behind them. But we got AJ Rogers mixed in here. AJ's currently scored in the A spot, and you see him in the number 6.
Yeah, I went back and looked. It looks like Jack Walls was only on pit road for about in his stall for about 4 seconds of fuel, and he didn't take any tires. So, yeah.
Yeah, that might be a great call for him, you know, especially because he was trying to make up some of that time that he had lost the lap or the pit before that, or however he got set back there from that lead pack. He's trying to get back mixed in with that lead pack, and he did. You know, he's still fighting to get back up there right now, as you see him right there in the 10, pushing Dale Albright around. And if Dale can sniff off the back of AJ Rogers, which is hanging on to the back end of the 20 or the 88 of Michael Thwaites, they might be able to catch back up and all become one again, which is not what the front group wants to see. These guys are trying to separate themselves, and they had for a second. There was a separation between Keith Dunn and the 03 and the 83 of Adam Jocelyn, but right now Adam Jocelyn, with some help from the number 6 of AJ Rogers, he's caught back up to that those front 3. Takes about the same time to refuel. Car may be loose for the first lap or 2 on entry. Yeah, it's fixed. But thank you. Yeah. Talking about why take left sides when you come in. So the answer was because it takes about the same time to refuel. Might as well get 2 tires. The reason why you get lefts is because the left side's more wear and tear. All right, we got some guys coming on pit road there. They are
Troy Radford, Dustin Ping there.
Yeah, currently in 14th and 16th position. This is the first race of the season here tonight, Derek. So we're going to have the points. It's going to end up however they finish here tonight. So that's what I was saying, you know, before this race started. If, you know, you can win this race, it'll get you a boost in the points. You'll be the one up at the top of the list going into the next race. So that's awesome. And a win at Daytona, I mean, that's always awesome, right? If winning at Daytona don't get you excited, you're not a race fan. Get out of here. Any plate track win is awesome because it's so hard to get a plate track win. Unless you're Roger Buff. Okay, right sides wear more. I got you. Roger, you've been back since they made you go around the apron and exit on the backstretch. The blue cone. Chris Stump, laps led 23. Dustin Ping still, he chooses to stay right behind the 98 as of now, but we're getting down to what they would say the nitty gritty. 8 to go, coming to 5 to go here and 3 more laps. And Chris Stump, he's got a shot at this one. So does Dustin Phillips, Keith Dunn, the 83 as well. The 83, man, he's been running good tonight. Adam Jocelyn, if he can just pull up on the back end of Keith Dunn right here, maybe he can get somebody to work with him coming down to the end of this one, and they can move up to the high side, try to make a move for the win. If not, it's going to be a battle between Dustin Phillips and Chris Stump. I believe that's going to be a battle either way you look at it. This might be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona. because Keith Dunn, he's been lurking there in that third place the whole night. I mean, he has been extremely fast in that Tracker Boats, Bass Pro Shops. And he's coming down pit row here. All these guys.
Oh, he's going to lose it.
That's Chris Stump.
Wow. Somebody's hit the cone, so they're going to be penalized also. Wow, big change of events. Might be Tommy and John sitting in the catbird seat here. Let's see who hit that cone.
Yeah, we need to know who hit that cone. I know a couple of these guys have just eliminated their shot at the win, unless their caution comes out, of course.
Adam Johnson just hit that cone, so
like the 83.
It's going to cost him and Chris Stump big time there.
Keith Dunn and Dustin Phillips have opened up an amazing gap, and they are gone as they come around turns number 1 and 2 on the apron. That might open up the door for somebody, but I doubt it. These guys really nailed it. They were on pit row for 25 seconds total. Their pit stop was only 6 seconds, and they have put themselves way out front here as they're going to be coming to 5 to go. It's still scoring Dustin Phillips, the number 2, as your race leader here at Daytona.
Yeah, Dustin and Keith only took fuel there, so man, what a change of events there coming down pit road. That's unfortunate for Chris, but
yeah, and hey, I told you I was going with the 03 car, Keith Dunn tonight. Keith Dunn's putting himself into a position, but he's going to have his hands full because Dustin Phillips, he put that thing on the pole, led 54 laps here so far. But Keith Dunn, he's been there all night just lurking, waiting for something. And it's coming down to that time to make it happen. It's time to execute, as George would say. The 98 has trouble entering pit row, misses the entry, goes into the grass there, and the 83 also with a little bit of trouble on pit row, I believe. I'm not sure if he got a penalty for that. If you can confirm that. The 83 right now, he's being scored in 10th, 1 lap down here. Only 9 cars on the lead lap as this thing is winding down. The first race of the season for the United Southern Racing League, and we're at Daytona, and somebody's about to win this thing. It's going to be either Dustin Phillips or Keith Dunn. The way it looks right now, the only 2 that might have a shot at bringing home the checkered flag here as they come up on lap traffic. Dustin Phillips moves up to the high side, tries to leave Keith Dunn out. Keith makes it 3 wide. He says, no.
This is what Keith needs. He might have a chance to get by him with this lap traffic. And I believe the 83 did get a penalty. Lucky got a 15-second stop and go, or holding the pit. So
these lap cars could be play a role in the win or not here. But right now, Keith Dunn didn't let Dustin get away, and instead of moving around him, he's going to tuck up right behind him, gives him that little bit of bump down the backstretch, and says, come on, let's go. 3 to go, going to be 2 as they cross that start-finish line. The 88 is right behind them down there in that bottom groove. The 88 is Michael Thwaites, currently in the 7th position. It's going to be interesting to see what Keith Dunn is trying to come up with here to pull off the win for race number 1.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. It looks like Dale Albright is your 3rd place guy all the way in the back here.
If Keith Dunn can get the 88 to work with him there, he might be able to pop out. If the 88 goes with him, then he goes right around Dustin Phillips. The problem is if he pops out, the 88 tucks in and pushes Dustin, then the 03 definitely going to get pushed back, and the 2 of Dustin Phillips will walk away with the win. So right now, Keith Dunn playing it safe, staying tucked right in behind the number 2 of Dustin Phillips. As they come across that start-finish line, it's going to be one more time around here at Daytona. It's the final lap. The white flag's out here.
Yeah, I think Keith needs to back up and get to this 88's front end. Maybe that'll help him get a push by, but Kind of risky move, but still, it might be the winning move. Let's see what he does here.
Dustin Phillips still out front as they go in the turn number 3 on the last lap. Keith Dunn right up on the back end. He's going to have to pop out here to make it happen.
It looks like he's going to ride behind him, or they didn't have the speed to get up beside him.
Didn't have enough. And that's going to give the win to Dustin Phillips. Congratulations to the number 2 machine. He led a lot of laps here tonight. 59 to be exact. But what's most important is he won the very most important lap. The very last lap. The number 2 is going to pull it off.
Only 6 guys in the lead lap here at Daytona, man. What a race. A lot of guys had a misfortune when it came down pit road, you know, at different points in the race. But that's one staple that's been up there all night, and that was Dustin Phillips, man. Well of a job.
Yeah, he dominated tonight. That's what I would say. I mean, total domination by Dustin Phillips. He come in, was the fastest in practice, put the thing on the pole, and led 59 laps here. And he's going to bring home the win for race number 1, the United Southern Racing League, USRL at Daytona International Speedway. Congratulations to Dustin Phillips and all the drivers out there tonight. So let's take a look at our race results for tonight's race as Dustin Phillips gets set to celebrate his win tonight. Keith Dunn, he's going to finish second in the 03 car. The third place finisher tonight, the 26 of Dale Albright. Fourth is the 10 car, Jack Walls. Fifth, the 17 of Tommy Haynes. John T. Wimbish in the 56 car is going to finish in the 6th position. Seventh is going to be the 88 of Michael Thwaites. Eighth, Chris Stump, the 98 machine. Ninth place is going to be the 30 car, Todd Sargent. 10th, the 83 of Adam Jocelyn. And 11th is going to be the 6 of A.J. Rogers. 12th, the 7 car, Edward Morris. 13th is Ray Radford, the 95. 14th is 94 of Troy Radford. 15th is going to be the 32 of Darren Clement. 16th, the 9 car, Dustin Ping. The 97 of Jerry Glenn. He's going to finish 17th. 18th is the 59 of Bruce Potter. And I hate to see that for Bruce. The 19th position is going to go to the 42 of Eric Driggins, and that's going to round out the field for your race results here tonight at race number 1. And thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jay Weezy. I'm up here with Dustin German, and hang tight. We got driver interviews coming right up after this. Hang on. All right, we got Dale Albright in the house tonight. Let's see if we can talk to Dale. Dale Albright, Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
10-4, Jay Weezy.
Man, how you doing tonight, man? Started 11th, finished 3rd. Good looking car, man. First race of the season. It's gonna finish on the podium, man. How's it feel?
Not a bad run for the TNT team tonight.
I would have to agree with that, man. Domination by the team. If you ask me, you guys up front all night looking very strong. Good way to come into starting the season here for the USRL. Almost had a shot at it, I'd say. Any one of you guys could have pulled that off. Looks like Dustin got it, man, but you finished on the podium.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. It's my best finish in a while. I'm looking forward to this season. Pretty excited.
Absolutely, man. The number 26 Napa Auto Parts, man, you brought that thing from 11th all the way up to 3rd, man. Green flag pit stops. How hard was it to get on and off pit road?
Man, it was tough. You know, we were working together as a team. We'd have 2 guys go low, 2 guys go high, and just try to get on there and get back off without any penalties. It was tough.
Hey, well, I'd have to say it was a beautiful thing to watch, man. Go back, check it out. You guys coming on pit row. I know Chris Stump had a little bit of trouble there. We had another car hit a cone, get a penalty. But, man, you did some hard work out there, and hard work pays off, man. So congratulations on finishing 3rd tonight. Anybody want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates at TNT. It was a good run for us. We worked together well, and like I said, looking forward to working with these guys all season. And I'd also like to thank John Wimbush for all the work he's been doing in the off season. He's been working his butt off to get this thing off the ground again, and appreciate all the hard work he's doing.
Hey, absolutely, man. Well, hey, it was fun watching, man, and congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, let's move on to my pick tonight, which he didn't quite get it done, but he had a great run. Beautiful number 03 machine. Started in 8th, finished 2nd. Thought he was going to make a move there coming off of turn number 4, but he couldn't do it. Keith Dunn, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you used my pick tonight. I mean, you was super fast out there. You was always lurking right there behind the leader, 2nd or 3rd position, just out there cruising. Nailed all your pit stops. And what was you thinking on that last lap?
I don't know. It's I know coming out behind Dustin, I saw Chris have a little bit of trouble. I was hoping for a 1, 2, 3, 4 for TNT Motorsports. There's a new team starting a new season, so glad Dustin get the win. I told him when we come out I'd stay with him wherever he went. It got a little dicey going through them lap cars there at the end.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. My next question, you know, coming around, you had a chance to pick up one of those cars or maybe get left out, you know, one or the other, and you know, you chose to stick to the back bumper of the number 2 of Dustin, man, and you know that's a great teammate. I'd have to say I probably would have turned my mom for that win. Everybody loves to win at Daytona, man, but you guys look strong out there tonight. The TNT team, y'all really put on a great show, and I would, like I told Dale Albright, man, you guys, I mean, you pretty much dominated the race out there tonight, and it was a beautiful thing watching you guys come down pit row there.
Yeah, it was easy all night, and then that last pit stop, I think Chris said he got a wheel hop, and then the 83, I seen he had a little trouble. I'm glad I missed them.
Hey, man, well, you started back here in 8th, and you brought it home. You almost had it, man. One more spot, and you'd have brought home that checker flag, but it's pretty much like a win. You come out of Daytona, man, you get to start up 2nd in the points here early in the season. You know, it's the first race of the season, and anytime you can come out of Daytona, you know, on top of things, man, feeling good, it's always a good thing. And hopefully that momentum will carry forward on to next week and maybe get a win next week, or at least top 5, man. But you're looking strong here, starting off in the points.
Yeah, anytime you come out of Daytona without a tore-up car, it's a win, whether you finish 1st or 20th. But thank you guys for doing this tonight. Great broadcast. It's fun to always go back and watch.
Oh, yeah, you're going to enjoy it, man. You guys really put on a great show. You made it easier on us up here. Of course, it is Daytona, and it was a long, long race. You know, not a whole lot of stuff to talk about, man, but you guys really made it worth it. So I appreciate that, man, and congratulations. Finish the 2nd tonight.
Thank you. We'll catch you next week.
All right, that was Keith Dunn, the 03, which, you know, that was my pick tonight. He didn't pull it off, but great run by him. But the man of the hour tonight, he pretty much dominated. He was the fastest in practice. He put it on the pole, started out front here, and he led 59 laps But what's most important, he led the very last lap here tonight to bring home the checkered flag here at Daytona International Speedway for the United Southern Racing League, race number 1. And he's going to walk out of here with the points lead. Dustin Phillips, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you look good, man. You did it, and y'all didn't have a whole lot of cautions, so we didn't have a chance to do any interviews with anybody else. So you were the only one we got to pick their brain out there tonight, and, it worked out for you. You brought it home.
Yeah, I really got to thank my teammates, man. We had a really strong car all night. Showed in practice, showed qualifying. We had a really stout, important start up front here, and luckily the stars aligned. And I tell you what, with this new draft package they got, it's really hard to suck up if you don't have somebody pushing you. So those teammates are the reason I'm here sitting in victory lane. So you can't thank them enough. That TNT crew asked me to come on right here just a couple of days ago, and man, I tell you what, really thankful, because to start out here in Daytona with a win, it's a big momentum going in for the rest of the season for sure.
Oh my God, you guys were killing it out there. I mean, you pretty much ran the whole race up front. It was a long race, 90 laps. You only had one caution where pit stops really came down to show a lot of, it really hard getting on pit road is what I was told there by one of your teammates. But you guys coming in pit road, it looked awesome, man. And how'd you do it on that last pit stop, man? You come out, you and Keith Dunn, about 4 seconds ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, we got a really good crew chief, man. Chris Stump, he had a little trouble there. He wheel hopped at getting in, and, he was calculating fuel for us. And we took, no tires, and about 3.5 gallons of fuel was enough just to get us. I had about 0.6 left at, by the end of it. So really good call by him. And all we had to do was execute. And, once everybody else we saw had a little trouble, me and Keith just had to get off and do what we had to do. And, we brought it home. So it was survival. But I think it was a great team effort here tonight. It's not just me. It's not just one guy. It's definitely a team effort here tonight, because I wouldn't be here without him.
Absolutely, yeah. Keith Dunn stuck by you there, pushed you around. Chris Stump, he did one heck of a job out there tonight pushing you around. But when you guys come off of pit road there, you and Keith Dunn, y'all come up on some lap traffic, ended up 3 wide there at one point. What was going through your mind, man? He had an option to pick off one of them other drivers and maybe leave you stuck out there.
Yeah, the choice, teammates, we were definitely deciding to stay with each other. We saw the lap traffic, saw a couple of guys not being too courteous and kind of staying, making it harder for us. But there was a lot of courteous guys. But that one that made us go 3 wide it was a little hairy, and I knew if Keith would stay, we were about, I think the spotter was telling us, about 7 seconds ahead of the rest of those guys. So we knew that we had a pretty good chance if we just hung on, and we did. And Keith, you can't ask for a better teammate there. He's going to stick with me no matter what. So, which I told him from the beginning I'd do the same for him. So, you can't ask for better than that to start off with a win here at USRL with the toughest competition around. I mean, these guys, bring some of the best talent out here. We were a little low on car count tonight, but the action was still here. And, I appreciate John, what he's doing, and really appreciate what you guys are doing. And like I said, this is only the beginning. Daytona's always wild and fun, and I know we got an exciting rest of the season to go here. So if you're interested, definitely look us up and definitely join, because we're looking for some great racers.
Yeah, all the information you need is in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And if you're watching on Twitch, find us on Facebook. Find out how to get a hold of these guys, man. But the number 2 Z01 NOS energy drink machine come in off the trailer extremely fast tonight. So you had a good car to work with, and you kept it out front, kept it clean. And most importantly, you parked that thing in victory lane to get the first win of the season here. Race number 1 for the United Southern Racing League, man. How's it feel? And what's that do with for your momentum going forward in the next week and on to the rest of the season?
Yeah, I tell you, man, it really puts an extra step in our game. And we saw we had strong cars here tonight. We're gonna have strong cars all season. So I know that the rest of these guys. I'm glad I kind of got my win here at Daytona. because I know the rest of our teammates, they got opportunities to win the rest of the season. We'll be fast everywhere. So got mine knocked out of the way here. Maybe I can help them in another place. So definitely been important to have friends, and tonight that's what helped it for us. So gonna be more excited to start the season off with a great finish like this, and just as a team totally dominate this race from start to finish. So really appreciate Bruce Potter, our team owner, and all the things he does behind the scenes, getting us the stuff we need to do what we need to do. So appreciate him, and really want to thank Southeast Performance. Really looking forward to the rest of the season and what this team can do. So I appreciate it again.
Hey, man, it's always fun, and congratulations on the win. You did it, man. You did it. It's hard to do it today at Daytona, man, and people don't understand how hard it is. So anytime you can pull off a win at Daytona, especially coming into the season, it's always great, man. So good luck moving on into the rest of the season, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's it. That was Dustin Phillips, your race winner here tonight. 90 laps at Daytona Speedway. Dustin, any final thoughts?
Man, I just want to say good race that we called there, and good show these guys put on for us. It was kind of a different race than what you see at a restrictor plate, but it was still fun to call. You know, kind of dicing it up on pit road, man. That's where a lot of the action unfolded, but looking forward to next week, see what these guys can do over there.
Yeah, me too, man. It was a blast watching these guys come into pit road there, and, you know, had some people make mistakes, some people come out on top. And all in all, it was a great race. Only one caution flag tonight, but we had 4 lead changes. Dustin Phillips led the most laps and parked it in victory lane here at Daytona for the USRL first race of the season. It's the opener here, so if you want to get involved with these guys, check them out in the description of the video, or holler at John Wimbish or one of these guys that you see on the screen. See if they can get you hooked up. But that's going to do it for tonight at Daytona. For Dustin German, SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy. Everybody have a great night, and thanks for watching.